All right, let's get right into it. Tonight, we're diving deep into an absolutely critical Game 2 of the NHL playoffs. We're talking Dallas Stars, Minnesota Wild, high drama, huge stakes. This is playoff hockey, folks. So, picture this. The series is locked up, one game apiece. In a best-of-7, this is often where everything starts to shift. The question hanging over everyone's head was simple but huge. Who is going to step up and take control of this thing? You really can't overstate the feeling in that arena. I mean, this is not just some regular season game. This is the postseason, where every single play, every shot, every single save feels like it weighs a ton. And here's why it was so crucial. With the series tied 1-1, both of these teams were absolutely desperate. A win for Minnesota, and they head home with a stranglehold on the series. A win for Dallas, well, they protect their home ice and basically reset this thing to a best-of-5. The pressure was on big time. And you could feel that intensity right from the puck drop. The first period was just, wow. It was a total back-and-forth war, with both teams just trading chances like a couple of heavyweight boxers. And Dallas strikes first. Just under 9 minutes in, Wyatt Johnston gets one, and the place just explodes. But, that feeling didn't last long. Not even 3 minutes later, Minnesota's Faber fires back, quiets the crowd, and just like that, we're all tied up. What a response. And that's exactly how the first period wrapped up, 1-1, a total deadlock. It just showed you how incredibly even these two teams were. This game was completely up for grabs. Okay, so let's get into the second period, because this is where the entire game started to pivot. In a nail-biter like this, it's so often the special teams that make the difference, and that's exactly what we saw happen. Now, for anybody who might be new to the sport, a power play is a massive, massive deal. One team takes a penalty, so they have to play with one less guy on the ice. This gives the other team a huge advantage, a golden opportunity to score. And in the playoffs, you absolutely have to cash in on those. So with the game still knotted at 1-1, Dallas gets that chance. They go on the power play. You could just feel the tension building. This was the moment. This was their chance to break this thing open. And they do! Matt Duchene finds the back of the net. Dallas makes it count on the power play, and boom, it's a 2-1 lead. And let me tell you, this wasn't just another goal. You could literally feel the entire momentum of the series shift right there in that one single moment. All right, let's fast forward to the grand finale, the third period. Dallas has the lead, but we all know in playoff hockey, no lead is ever safe. The final 20 minutes, man, they were an absolute roller coaster. Early in the third, Dallas gets a little breathing room. Jason Robertson scores, and now the Stars have a 2-goal lead. And you're thinking, okay, that might be it. They might just cruise from here. But wait a second, just a couple minutes later, Minnesota shows they are not going away. Faber, the same guy who scored their first goal, does it again. It's his second of the night, he cuts the lead to 1, and all of a sudden, it's 3-2. All that tension is right back in the building. So now the stage is set for this incredible finish. The clock is just ticking away. Minnesota is throwing everything, and I mean everything, at the Dallas net. They are desperate for that one goal to tie it up and send this game to overtime. Minnesota pulls their goalie for an extra attacker. It's their last frantic push. But Dallas stands tall, and Wyatt Johnston seals the deal with his second goal of the game into that empty net. That right there was the dagger. Game over. And that's how it ended. A tough, hard-fought 4-2 win for the Dallas Stars on their home ice. In a game with so much going on, there were a few players who really, really shined. Let's talk about who made the biggest difference out there. First star, no question, Dallas goalie Jake Oettinger. He was just a brick wall, stopping 28 shots. Second star goes to Matt Duchene, who scored that absolutely clutch, game-winning power play goal. And you gotta give third star to Minnesota's Faber. I mean, the guy scored both of his team's goals. He was incredible. And, this chart really tells you the story behind the score. Look how close those shots on goal were. 30 for Minnesota, 32 for Dallas. It just shows you that even though the final score was 4-2, this game was on a razor's edge from start to finish. The Associated Press really summed it up perfectly here. It was a game of huge moments, Johnston's 2 goals, and of course that tie-breaking power play goal from Matt Duchene. Those were the plays that tilted the ice and let Dallas tie this whole series up.
So, we are all tied up heading into Game 3. Dallas has to feel good, they've grabbed the momentum. But Minnesota proved they can hang with them every step of the way. So the big question now is which one of these teams is going to come out and impose their will to take that crucial 2-1 series lead? I guess we're all going to have to watch and find out.